Hey guys, hope you're doing well. So I wanted to walk through the issue that's happening right now with the forced learning path. All right, so previously I'd had a forced learning path installed in November, right around there, and that was very straightforward. This course led to this one, which led its completion, and got you the content ID role for this one, and then completion of this course got you the content ID role for this one, and so on and so on and so on. So that for sure exists, and we went through the entire course to be sure that each one worked, and that's all good. Then we get some customer feedback about how our course was structured, and we decided to collapse one of these courses into another course. So we had no need for this course. But these courses currently exist in the forced learning path. So at the moment we just have this, please click on this 3-second video for mysterious reasons. And 10-year-olds are using this, so they find it kind of funny. But this is redundant. Not redundant. What's the word? They don't need to do this, and it seems kind of silly for someone to click on that course just to watch a black 3-second video so that the system thinks they've completed it. So about a month ago, I contacted Lightspeed to then put in an additional forced learning path. Now, the additional forced learning path, it didn't involve any of the it didn't involve much of the forced learning path that already existed. What it did was it was a spreadsheet, like was it this one here? I just double checked that everything was correct, that would, for certain courses, jump ahead. So at this very first course here, this is the very first course where the second forced learning path that I mentioned comes into play. This course, 8744, once it's completed, it gives you access to this access level, which I've double checked is this course. Right. However, when a customer went to actually do this, they finished. I had then, just check these off to deactivate them so that no one would see them. And then when someone would complete this course, it would jump down to this course. But what ended up happening, as I've linked to in a YouTube video in my email, is that they completed this course, but it didn't trigger anything. Likely it triggered this content ID role, and there are kids using the course currently, the very first forced learning path with all of these, this one leads to this one, leads to this one, leads to this one, that still works. But the second forced learning path, where this one now jumps down to this one, likewise, where this one, now instead of going to this one, jumps down to this one, or this one, now instead of jumping down to this one, jumps down to this one, that second forced learning path isn't working. It's not working for the very first event anyway. It may be working for these. We haven't gone through the entire course. But I would like you to check that this first event was installed correctly. And that's in a link, it's a Dropbox link in the email that I sent, the spreadsheet is. And if this first link is installed, quote unquote, correctly, it may be that the Lightspeed system just doesn't, it's just, it's not, it wasn't designed for complicated forced learning paths, right? So it may be that because two content ID roles are being told to be triggered, that it only triggers one of them. If that's the case, possibly then, don't do this yet, but we could delete all the forced learning paths that currently exist and just come up with a brand new one that says, this leads to this, 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 then leads to this, leads to this, leads to this, leads to this, then leads, it skips that one, then leads to this. Maybe we need to just I could create a document much like this one, much like I did for the first forced learning path, and just recreate another forced learning path, but have it skip these guys, and that way there'd be no conflicting, or it's not really conflicting, but two content ID roles that are supposed to be triggered at the completion of a single course. That would be a way to get around that. But I hope we don't have to do that. But if we do, okay, I can create that document. But first, I'd like you to double check that this is installed correctly. And if it is installed correctly, I'd like you to look into why, as the YouTube video that I'll post in the email shows, why the customer finished this course but then wasn't given access to this one, as per the forced learning path. Yeah. So that's my video. Thank you so much for your time, and yeah, thank you very much for doing this. I hope you have a great day, and yeah, see you later.